The reason we should all stay in school. There is not much one can achieve without a high school diploma. Education is the most powerful weapon which we can use to change the world, stated by Nelson Mandela. Education is our key to success, and it lies in our own hands, and it's up to us to decide what we will do with it. In almost every situation, education determines where you stand on the social totem pole. So the next time that you think about giving up on high school, just think about what profession can I obtain without that paper diploma. I have 5 points that clarify why we should stay in school. Point 1. Gaining an education promises occupational success. A company is much more likely to hire someone with a high school diploma compared to someone without. The company knows that this person has put in time, effort, and learning to complete the job's requirements. A survey was conducted that proves that people who did not complete high school live in lower income households. According to the National Center for Education Statistics, in the year of 2013, the average completion rate of high school rose to 81%. This number is great and very high, but it still left 19% of American teens out of the loop for graduating high school. Point 2. The high cost of living is difficult to afford without a strong, steady income. The payment of minimum wage was never meant to be a lifelong stronghold. It was only meant to be a starting point and a backbone to fall on if you ever lost your steady hand. The payment of minimum wage is too low to support life's needs. There have been many debates that consider raising the amount of minimum wage. According to Sean Williams, in a pro and cons debate, if the minimum wage rate was risen to $10 per hour, it will lower the work ethic of Americans. An example would be, a person working for $10 per hour without their diploma would think about going back to school, but then they would consider that the next guy with their diploma is making almost equally as much, so why should I go back and put in the time and effort to learn? If the minimum wage was risen to $15 per hour compared to the $7.25 that it is now, business owners would not have enough money to pay their employees. This would leave a lot of people without jobs. According to the Congressional Budget Office, the poverty level would only be lowered by 900,000. This number seems very large, but is a very small portion compared to the 16.5 million that believe they would benefit from a raise. Point 3. This lifestyle leads to prolonged stress. According to the APA, people living in lower income households proved that they had higher stress levels than all Americans. This can later on lead to psychological issues, such as anger issues, drug and alcohol abuse, and physical abuse to their loved ones. This will not help them with future relationships and future jobs. Point 4. A diploma can almost always guarantee that you will stay employed. A diploma is the building block for many different professions. According to the Bureau of Labor Institute, 37.5% of Americans who completed high school were less likely to stay unemployed. Jobs go through cuts and layoffs monthly, but with the diploma, you always have something to fall back on. The diploma signifies that you have put in time and effort to achieve your goals and that you can get another job if you need to. Point 5. High school prepares you for the needs in life. According to Merrill Jackson, the supervisor of Laderne Public Schools, teens are in need of the skill to manage and track their bank accounts. Public schools have begun to teach this skill by setting up a hypothetical income and letting the students walk through a monthly budget. This prepares them to see how they will fare in the real world of money. High school prepares you for many things. It prepares you for closing and opening doors ahead, and it teaches you how to form relationships in the real world. But most importantly, high school teaches you how to balance an unbalanced schedule. In consideration of all that has been said, high school will be your best friend, but also your worst nightmare. High school can be very hard and tedious, but it will be one of your greatest accomplishments. The key to success is in your hands, and it's up to you to decide what you will do with it. So I want to persuade you to go and continue in your schooling and not to quit. Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. Stated by John Dewey. Thank you.